Hello Aquarius, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Aquarius for the week of January 24th. Now Aquarius, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now Aquarius, I do not offer personal readings, so if you get a message from someone, they are impersonating me and trying to scam you, so please do not get scammed. I also do exclusive content on my Instagram, so if that's your thing, definitely give me a follow there. But let's see what we have here for you. Now, if you watch my content regularly, or even if this is just the first time that you are watching me, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. Really helps my channel grow in a big way. But let's go ahead and get all the cards out here and see what we have going on for you, Aquarius. All right. Make sure everything's in view here. Get right into it. All right, I think that looks good enough to me. Energy on the bottom. Wow, you have the Page of Wands. So lots of the Capricorn reading also had this Page of Wands on the bottom as well. I use a different deck, so very interesting. I see these repeating themes all the time on these readings, but at any rate, this Page of Wands represents some potentially good news coming into your life. Okay, pages are always indicative of either news or offers. It can be an aspect of yourself. It can also be another person in your life as well. So, by default or generally, the Page of Wands talks about good news coming in, but it can also represent an offer, specifically a job offer. This is probably the best card you would want to find if you're actively looking for a job at this time, because it can represent that coming through. Now, the Page of Wands can also say, as an aspect of yourself, that you may be lively right now. You may be energetic. You may be sort of infused with new energy. It can also represent a person who's kind of fun as well. Like you may be taking on fun energy in your life, or you may know, or there may be somebody around you that's inspiring you by their playfulness, by their sort of child at heart mentality. And so some of you may want to do that. Like if you've been work, not giving yourself time, to enjoy life, the Page of Wands could come in and say, hey, it's not so serious all the time, Aquarius. And that may be what's going on here for you. Now, you do have two pages, and so a lot of different news coming in, a lot of different opportunities potentially for you. Lots of updates coming into your life here at this time. Your software is being updated, Aquarius. Now, right away in the middle, you have the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords represents an ending. And the thing about the Ten of Swords, it's an inexorable ending, meaning like there's no going back. Okay, when you get the Ten of Swords, it's done. It's completely done. And it represents the end of a chapter. Okay, so not going to sugarcoat it. However, the other way of looking at the Ten of Swords, which I prefer, is that it really also says that the worst is behind you, number one. Number two, it gives you an opportunity to release yourself from what is no longer serving you, which is always extremely important. And the Ten of Swords can also say that there's new hope on the horizon. As one thing ends, another begins. And so, yeah, there's something coming to an end here. I do feel like maybe some of you have had shocking news, which I'm going to get into here in a minute. There could have been an abrupt change to your life in some ways. And that'll take different forms for everybody. But let's get into that now. In the past, you have the Tower, the Knight of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. So the Tower is this abrupt energy that I'm picking up on, especially diagonal here with the Ten of Swords. Something abruptly ended, potentially, in your life. And now, I feel like maybe some of you have had like a layoff or a severance, or you've maybe just decided to abruptly leave. Typically, the Tower happens to you. It's not always... there are no like set in stone things in the tarot, so it really depends. But it could have been that you've just abruptly left, but I also feel like something abruptly changed for you. The thing about the tower is it exposes a weakness, because if you're living in a house of cards, the tower is coming in to say, hey, look, we're going to go ahead and collapse that, because it's not a good thing for you to be living in a house of cards. And so you have to look at these cards with a grain of salt and realize that there are good and bad meanings to every card. So when you see the tower, do not get stressed. It's many times part of the experience, okay? I also feel like, actually, let's just move forward here. With the Knight of Swords, what I was going to say is this is a card of impulsivity or impulsions in your life. And it can represent an event that happens chaotically, something that happens so quick that it's chaotic. And that is similar to the Tower here as well. And so there was clearly a chaotic, abrupt, maybe even for some, shocking event that took place here in the past. I get the sense that maybe it was around a job or something along those lines. You also here have this Queen of Wands, which is really telling you, this is a great card for Aquarius, because this is telling you to be unequivocally yourself and not be anybody else or not be anybody others. Don't be what other people want you to be, okay? The Queen of Wands is unapologetically the Queen of Wands. And be yourself at this time, okay? Be authentic when you get the Queen of Wands. And it also says that you have a lot of talents. The Queen of Wands is a card of attraction, meaning that you will always have more opportunities because you are unapologetically Aquarius, and people are really drawn to that. So do keep that in mind. Yeah, there's maybe a shocking ending or a swift ending or a chaotic situation, but as long as you are yourself, everything will work out. And it sounds cliche, but it's true. In the current situation, you have the Hermit, the Ten of Swords, and the Two of Wands. So you're dealing with this ending here, this Ten of Swords. I think in your current situation, you're coming to realizations that something is ending, okay? And instead of resisting this, allow it to happen, because like I said, the whole meaning of the Ten of Swords is that it's done. It's completely done. Now, this may be leading you to a new path. Okay, in fact, I think it is leading you on a new path. That is another message of the Tower, which the positive side of the Tower is, yes, something's abruptly ending, but it's also leading you into probably a better version of yourself or a better version of your path. And you're now in that fork in the road here with this Two of Wands, asking you what direction you want to go down. It does say research, plan, and discover. And as you do those sorts of things, you will be given the victory of the Three of Wands, which is the next card. And so you may have choices here after something is ended. The Hermit is telling you to go into a place of solitude and find the answer as for what path you want to go down. Okay, do not go down a path that somebody else wants you to go down, Aquarius. In fact, the Hermit, you can see, is on a path towards enlightenment. They're on a path towards the acquisition of knowledge and knowledge building. And so go into solitude to see where you want to go after this situation. In the future, you have the Page of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups. Amazing. Clear skies ahead for you here in the future. You will be truly happy in the future after you've dealt with this situation, because you have the Nine of Cups, which is total joy. Okay, I mean, look at this person. They're holding up their cup. Things are going well, presumably, in their small business. They're happy. They're cheerful. And this represents the fulfillment of a wish. This is one of the big wish cards in the tarot. It's also allowing yourself to enjoy some of the pleasures of earth and the pleasures that life has to offer you, and really taking time to do that for yourself. You have this Seven of Pentacles here as well, which is a long-term situation. It can represent long-term investments paying off. It's interesting because this person's looking out to the distance. They're about to harvest. They're about to reap their harvest here, as you can see the basket. But they're looking out to the distance and they're saying like, whoa, like I have spent a lot of time waiting for this tree to grow, waiting for this investment to grow. Do I want to go in a new direction? Do I want to keep putting in the energy and effort that I have been putting in? Or do I want to try something new? You're going in a new direction, that's for sure. There's a new path that has opened for you here with this Two of Wands. It just depends on which way you want to go. Now, you also have this Page of Pentacles, which is double pages, offers, opportunities, good news. The Page of Pentacles typically says that your prospects are bright, okay? You have good prospects at this time when you get the Page of Pentacles. Whatever direction you want to go, you can go. Also, look at the uniqueness of the bird in the background. What is that? What is that? Tell me what that is. Someone in the comment, tell me what that is. Peacock? It's a peacock. I don't know why I'm being drawn to the bird symbolism here, but that's a unique bird. You don't see a peacock out in the wild. So be the unique version of yourself is what I'm trying to say, and your prospects are looking good. So let's go ahead and start to clarify this. Now, if you're enjoying this, hit that like button, subscribe, check out my website. If that's something of interest to you, you can sign up for my email list on my site. There's a link to that in the description below. Also, really appreciate you being here. Hope things are going well for you. See what we have here. Okay, Water Guardian, connect with your emotions. Very nice. As you go into this period of solitude as well, Sage, wow, be devoted and committed. And the Animal Guardian, trust your instincts. So it's interesting because oftentimes when I get the Hermit, I will say that the Hermit is on the path of the Sage, and you pulled the Sage card, which I think is poignant for you in this reading. Look, the Tower moment here is providing you with an opportunity to acquire wisdom in your life. That's what I see. Let's see what else we have here. Yes, and let's see what else we get. Okay. Get more information. No. Take action. And helpful people. Okay, look, it's great I'm not telling you to like totally isolate yourself and not take other people's perspective here. You also don't need to do this alone. But what I am telling you is at the end of the day, you need to make the right decision for you. And that's the message here as you go into this period of solitude and you go down the path of the Sage. And I get the sense that you're taking action on that directive that not that I'm giving you, but that you're giving yourself. Okay, because you have free will over me, you have free will over the tarot, and just keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and see what else we have here. Let's pull some additional tarot cards, see what else we get. You have the King of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the Moon. Okay, so we do have counterparts showing up here with the Queen of Wands, the King of Wands. Allowing your uniqueness to shine. Okay, your authentic self to come out here. And again, I really think this is going to be the key for you, especially more so than even other readings, where I just get the sense that this is coming in. The King of Pentacles is someone who achieves a high status in their career, and they do that by sticking to their routines and sticking to what they know to be true for them and what they know to work for them. Okay, and so they've achieved luxuries, they've achieved wealth, and they've achieved this high status by having a healthy routine. So some of you here, I think there's a shakeup in your routine that has happened with the Tower, and I think it's about discovering why that may have happened. It could mean that your routine was not working for you or something. There was an understanding about routines. The King of Wands in the Knight of Swords is, look, I mean, I do wonder if some of you have been impulsive in a decision. I do feel like there's something happened very quickly for you here. The King of Wands, though, is like the traditional entrepreneur in the tarot, and it's the most passionate person in the room. Again, extremely successful person. And instead of routines, which you find with the King of Pentacles, the King of Wands you find with talents and passions, and that's how they find success. And so blending these things, I think, is important for you. The Moon represents potentially something not being as it appears or a temporarily emotionally charged situation. It also represents your intuition. And I get the sense that there was a truth exposed here in the past with the Moon, the Tower, and all of these energies. So let's see what else we get here. We have the Magician. You have the Ace of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so the Eight of Pentacles is a builder, and it's somebody who is, this is, it just keeps coming in for whatever reason for the collective recently, but definitely for Aquarius recently. The Eight of Pentacles, even more so than the King of Wands, is the extreme talent card. Okay, you can see they're wrapping up their latest creation. Their other creations are hanging up on the post, and they are a builder, a craftsman, an artisan. Whatever it is that you do it with that sort of crafts, craftsman or artisan touch that you may have, that you may bring to the table. And it says that there's also good movement forward or positive developments in your work situation. It's also a time of hard work. So you're about to enter into this as you go down this new path with the Two of Wands below it. You have the Ace of Swords here, which is breakthroughs, divine insights, mental clarity, the clouds clearing in the background, making way for a new beginning for you. It's also a good triumph, a victory in your life here. So yeah, something's ending with that 10 of Swords below, but what's the first card in the sword suit is the Ace. So you're going from the Ace to the 10. Okay, you're going through this cycle here where, yeah, one thing's ending, but there's also this new triumphant beginning here. And along with that, you have the Magician as well, which is all about manifestations, bringing something into manifestation. So let's see what else we have. We have the Four of Cups, the Three of Swords, and the Five of Cups. Okay, so this is a very strange message compared to the rest of that. Okay, I'm not gonna, I guess I'll leave it reversed. I normally don't read reversed, but the last column here was very good when we initially read it, and now we have this Five of Cups indicating disappointment, this Three of Swords indicating something breaking your heart, and this Four of Cups indicating disappointments, apathy, boredom. But what's interesting here is this is all about the choice that you want to make. Remember, we had this Two of Wands, now we have the Two of Wands coming in. Again, I needed a card to help me with this. And the Two of Wands is saying that you can go down the path that you used to be on, which is probably opening up these three disappointing cards, or you can go down this other path that's opening up, which is bringing all these really positive cards like the Nine of Cups, the the Seven of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. And yeah, I feel like the Empress in reverse is just saying, like, look, don't lose sight of your resourcefulness here. There's something good coming in, especially as if the Six of Pentacles on the bottom, which is financial balance, financial karma coming in for you here in a good way, good financial karma coming in, something coming back for you. So it's all about the path. Are you going to, I would say, like, learn the lesson of this past shock or this past challenge here with the Tower? Or are you going to learn that lesson and move on, or are you going to just repeat that cycle again? I think is what's going forward. So let's see what else we have here. Okay, so you have family room, courtship, community, courthouse, despair, and poverty. Okay, now all of a sudden your thoughts here are going to be very important as you look at this with despair, poverty, Empress reverse, thoughts, and courthouse. Okay, there's some sort of positive financial karma coming in here for you, but don't spend the time waiting for that situation to happen worrying. That's what I feel like telling you, because it will work out. The family room, courtship, and community is interesting because you may have worked in a place that was like, oh, we're a family environment, and then it just changed or something like that. Or we're a family, which is like a big red flag. And if you know, you know. And I do feel like there's something else coming in. Somebody really wants to hire you here with courtship and community with the double pages. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe, check out my website. And really appreciate you. Have a great day. I will see you in the next video.